Hey viewers, Rage Code 003, making a different video than what I had initially intended. This firearm here was going to be a YouTube short that I've been filming the past couple weeks. I'll put it at the end of this preface that I'm making right now, just so you can see it. I just needed to verify that I could zero it, and then I was going to film some shooting footage of it, and then just upload it as a short. But over the past couple weeks, I had tons of problems, and pretty dangerous ones that don't seem to be addressed, and I don't like the way that Radical had treated me. Even though I am a repeat customer, I'm also a repeat RMA customer with them. So I'm going to show you what I've been documenting in the past couple weeks and how I've been treated, and that to demonstrate that Radical Firearms is selling dangerous firearms, and they do not apologize for it, and I don't think they take appropriate customer service as far as handling things, because I did tell them to swap out this offer, but they did not do that. Like I said, I am a repeat customer of Radical Firearms. Past 8 years I've had Radical guns on my YouTube channel. I've had problems with every single one of them. I have not publicly uploaded any of these problems though, but I will have a link in the description on this one showing my original SBR in 7.62x39, how the barrel extension broke, and I returned that. I felt that was resolved satisfactorily at the time, so I didn't feel the need to bash them. Also bought another 10.5 inch upper off them years ago, and that thing would misfeed with magazines because the bolt carrier group was cut too wide, so it would drag on the feed lips. And then my brother also has an SBR through Radical Firearms that's had issues as well. So I just want to show you in this video the useless quality check process that Radical has, how they're selling dangerous guns. They released a bunch of these 15 RPR models with improperly cut chambers, and even though they test fire the guns, it will successfully test fire, but they didn't check the brass, and no one's measuring anything. So they're selling dangerous guns, and it would have been a really big deal had I been shooting this left-handed. So I'll post the footage following this, but as first I'll show you what I intended to do was just going to be a YouTube short. getting ready to send my gun back to Radical for an RMA because it was doing this. Bulging and splitting open cases. I shot 4 rounds, was only able to get 3 of them back because of the range I was at. It was crowded, we couldn't get to the 4th one. But as an experiment, I want to check out something. Got a Magpul bullet here. That bullet is wiggling. See this? I can wiggle this bullet in the chamber. So I'm sure that's the problem. I'm sure that chamber's too big. It says on this barrel it is marked as 5.56. There it is. It does say it's 5.56. Got my RMA back from Radical. They sent it back pretty quick, although they did not tell me via email that they were sending it back, which is irritating because it didn't require a signature. So we got the RMA checklist from Scott here. Replaced the barrel. Test fired 5 rounds. So I take it out of the box, and this is what I noticed. See if you can see what the issue is here. You see that barrel's crooked? You can also tell gas block doesn't line up. So I'm like, why is that barrel crooked? And you do this shit, and it moves side to side. It just stays where you put it. So they reused the hand guard. I can tell that bolt is bent. It's curled. So now when we send it back again, and this is a copy of what I told them to do. So when I sent it back, I told them test fired 4 rounds, recovered 3. I said, please swap out the entire upper assembly. The handguard was already damaged during assembly, but instead they just swapped out the barrel. They didn't do anything else I said on here too, because the bolt catch is bad on this gun as well. But now I can't even shoot this fucking piece of shit because this fucking barrel moves. Taylor from customer service emailed me back. They refused to take back their upper. What do you think? I'll post the whole email where they admit that they cut chambers incorrectly and made dangerous guns. Didn't apologize, by the way. But what he recommended is to make sure these are torqued down to inch pounds, because my barrel was changed by a gunsmith, they said. However, it was moving because that was loose and this was loose. So maybe inch pounds isn't enough, pal. So these two are loose. This one was very loose. This is the majority of the reason the handguard was moving. So I took the whole thing apart, inspected it, and then just re-torqued down everything. Went to the range, test fired it, cycled okay. It didn't look like it was messing up. It held 0 at 200 yards. Little oddity here, the gas block, you can see that it is discoloring the gas block and discoloring the barrel, so it's leaking gas. It does look like the roll pin's in there, but it is leaking gas on the barrel and the block, but it still functioned fine. These are the first 3 rounds. When I test fired it, you can see how bad that chamber was gouging it up at first. You can see all the machining marks pressed into the brass, but they're not bulged or split, so that's a good sign. After that, shooting more and more, the scratches start diminishing. So I put 3 mags through it. He also refused to switch out this bolt catch, which I requested that they do, because I told them that this thing's very hard to actuate to drop the bolt, especially if you're doing it left-handed with your index finger. and they said a gunsmith inspected it. But I don't know what your definition of gunsmith is, but you see that shit right there? You see how it's rubbing off the anodizing? That's not within spec, motherfucker. So, terrible customer service, even though not my first gun I purchased from them, not the first one I've returned to them. So, this is my old Radical SBR that's been in a bunch of my videos. I had to return this to them to redo this barrel, because when I got my tax stamp back and I took off the stock flash hider, it just rotated the barrel. So I actually couldn't take it apart because it's separated from the barrel extension. And then this also used to be a Radical Firearms upper that I bought. So I'm not trying to bash on Radical, I'm a repeat customer. So, but you guys have terrible fucking customer service. You don't apologize and you're selling dangerous guns. So fuck you.
Sir? Actually, got excited. I gotta test if it's dangerous first. Sight it down. Okay. I'm function testing a defective gun. This is. I'm working on. Well, I know. Talk to the range officer. But, you got a subtle gun. You just can't shoot it.
Yeah. So but even if you still have to have some kind of point of aim so we can make sure that we're not shooting over the barrel.
I have the sight in the bag. I just want to make sure I'm ready to explode in my face. I broke, $1,000 pockets on it.
Yeah.